All right. So this is a follow up to the review we did yesterday on Hobo with a Shotgun. Um, After the quickest of internet searches to find out some information on the director, Jason Eisner, we ended up watching Treevenge. And I don't even know how to describe it other than just a trip through madness.
It's a Christmas story.
It's a Christmas story. It's wholesome holiday fun for the
It's
whole
a
family.
Yep, it's a different take on the Christmas story.
Absolutely. Um, to surmise the film, trees are cut down for Christmas, and the trees are kind of given, what would you say, human characteristics, and
Yep.
and you see their pain and their agony, and they're treated like almost like a slave market,
That
almost.
little one's trembling when they
Yeah, the
come into
little
when they come into the forest.
yeah, and making that sound like
Yeah, it's real weird.
you almost feel for the tree.
I did.
You're like, oh, little buddy, what's gonna happen? Why are you so afraid? And then the humans, they're like so over the top. Like, I hate trees. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they just go all out. And I think that's one of the things I liked about the movie. It's like they didn't just make the humans doing like normal dope to do, cutting down trees, happy little Christmas time celebration. It was
Right.
the humans were monsters.
Yeah, it's another film of extremes. We have the just like Hobo with a shotgun. This is very extreme,
Mm-hmm.
very exaggerated. The humans hate the trees. They're not only cutting down to sell them; they really hate them.
Yeah.
And the trees are humanized. I didn't feel for the trees personally.
No.
No.
See, I had a little pity for the trees. I thought, um, you know, wow, what sort of monsters are we as? I mean, obviously, it made me felt that for the 16-minute runtime. I don't really care about trees all that much, but uh, that little, like you said, that little tree, like, terrified for his life.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know if this movie is meant as a commentary or just as an exercise in filmmaking.
I think that's what it was. I think this director, Jason Eisner, just loves telling crazy little stories, like little vignette stories that he thinks of in his head. And
Mm-hmm.
it, you know, it's easy now, and not easy, but grab a camera and just do it, and don't let anybody stop you.
Yeah, for
Tell your
sure.
story.
Right. I can appreciate that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah.
And to get back to the story of it, the trees are sold at like a Christmas. What would you call that? Like a tree market, like you'd see set up outside of like a grocery store or something,
Yeah, it's where you go to buy a Christmas
where you
tree.
go to buy a Christmas tree. Yeah,
Christmas tree shop.
Christmas tree shop, not to be confused with the Christmas tree shop store, but which is
That's
just full of Chinese oddities and like cheap imports. But yeah, you go to the Christmas tree shop, you get the tree, take it home, and then these trees, which live out in the forest and are, living their majestic tree lives,
mm-hmm.
they're cut down at their base and decorated with tinsel, which I find really distracting, and bulbs, lights, and all sorts of things. And they're just dolled up, and the trees obviously hate it. And then it seems as though the trees all sort of communicate with one another somehow and
Yeah.
decide to all take their revenge on this community of people.
Yeah, it's very obvious what's going to happen from the title, and I think
Mhm.
he intended to do that,
Absolutely.
and then when the violence does hit, it's bloody, it's extreme, it's graphic,
So hard.
it's crazy, out of control, and then
Uh,
it's over.
right. It was like slowly pulling the pin on a hand grenade, just waiting for it to pop, and then it's done. It's this huge explosion. Um, like we both had that "oh my god" moment because this guy doesn't mind killing children in movies.
Oh yeah, no, that's intense.
Yeah.
So the thing of it is, for me, so you said you felt something for the trees. That's great. No, that's great. That's probably what you're supposed to feel.
Right.
But on the flip side of it, I didn't feel anything for any human character.
No, no pity because they were
And
made the
so,
enemies, and he told him he did a good job of making the humans the enemies.
well, it's easy to do that when you tell it from the point of view of the trees.
Right. Which is a fun way. That's a fun exercise in storytelling, is uh, to create a victim class, which is what the trees were. They were the victim class,
You know,
even as inanimate objects.
yeah, this calls to mind. I think this is a subgenre. This calls to mind a film that I have not seen. It's called Rubber, about a tire that
Hmm.
is it's an animated object and it kills people.
There's rubber, and there was another film. It's
Genes, something about genes. I don't remember the name of it, but something about genes also.
Do you remember one about a car? It's an older film. Like I think it's like from the 70s. I've never seen it. Um, but the car becomes it's like an evil car that chases people down and murders them.
I
You
don't.
know which
I,
one I'm talking about? Somebody's going to say it in the comments if anyone ever comments on these videos. Uh, a quick Google
yeah,
search, I could find it out, but I'm not going to take the time. It doesn't matter. I think it's like you said, it's an interesting perspective to give
yeah,
agency to inanimate objects and allow them the opportunity to uh, I don't know, just tell a story from the perspective of something that just sits there
yeah,
until we do something with it. But
yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
it's an interesting exercise for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
and I think it works as that. I think he accomplished what he wanted to accomplish.
Hmm.
It did win some awards, and so people
It
liked
was at
it.
a Sundance Award and something
No,
else.
I don't think it won Sundance, but it was something like the Fantasia Film Festival.
Oh, it was debuted at Sundance 2008.
Yeah.
That's right. Fantasia Award, I believe. Yeah, I think you're right there.
So what did you think about it? Let's get to the actual
The
review
nuts and
opinion.
bolts.
Yeah.
I thought that as an exercise in just grabbing the camera and making a movie and telling a story, A plus. He did it.
Hmm.
It was really good. Um, I I've always been kind of a blockbuster watcher, but over the last
Okay.
couple of years, I've started watching. I don't want to say cheaper movies, but I want to say movies that are uh, done, like you said, as an exercise for the director, for the writer,
Hmm.
to tell a story that's not necessarily mainstream. And
Hmm.
I think this director really likes doing that.
Yeah.
And I can respect that. I like it.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
yourself?
I can definitely appreciate it from that angle. It works as an exercise. I'm not so keen on the shock and awe aspect of it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's interesting to watch. This one didn't do it for me as much, oddly enough, as Hobo with a Shotgun. I felt, I don't know. I guess I liked the immersion aspect of Hobo with a Shotgun, but this one was was so short. You're in and out under 20 minutes.
Yeah, and I think they did a good job of just bringing you in right away.
Yeah.
There was no wind up and like slow build and burn. It was just gasoline right on the fire. Let's see what happens.
Oh yeah, a lot of gasoline.
Mhm.
That's for sure.
So I guess sticking with our rating system.
Ooh, the rating.
The thumbs.
Let me warm up my thumbs.
Yeah,
Let me get them nice and warm.
gotta stretch the thumbs, make sure they're ready for action.
Yeah, this is the moment of truth.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we scrape away. Okay, we can appreciate it, blah blah blah. But now we put the cards on the table.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking for the amount of time that they had to tell the story in, I think they told a story a lot better than some movies do in an hour and a half.
Well, that's
subjective. That's super subjective.
There's a lot of films out there.
There are. There really are. Okay.
So we're gonna cut to the core of how we feel about this movie.
All right, I got warm thumbs, locked and loaded.
All right, it's getting crazy.
All right, you do the countdown.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa!
Oh, that's right.
Double down.
Double down.
Double down. Wow, for all the praise you gave it, you still double down.
I have to go back. I have to fall back on what I want in a film. And
okay,
I can appreciate it as an exercise. I like all the stuff that you said, that he's making the stuff that he wants to make, but I think it works as an exercise, and that's it. And that's cool, but I want more.
Can we give Jason Eisner a thumb review?
That might be a whole nother podcast.
It might be. We'd probably have to watch a couple more of his movies, and then we're gonna give Jason Eisner the rundown. We're gonna go top to bottom, left to right on this guy. Now, butt, as they say.
I'm not gonna say that, but he he is on YouTube, and I have seen him commenting on comments that people have left him on his stuff. So maybe he'll see this.
And you know what? We'll bring him in for an interview. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, we're up to 13 views by now. So I mean, that's
we're just putting it out there.
Just putting it out for the people.
For the people, for the movie loving people.
For the movie loving people. Right. If you like movies but don't know anything about cinema, we're your place. This is where you come to learn.
Right. Because we know more than someone who doesn't know anything.
and we know less than people who think they know everything.
Yeah, if you can follow that, you're one step ahead.
I feel like I'm one step behind myself.
Well, do you have any final thoughts, parting words?
I think that I want to explore some more of his films. I want to deep dive a little bit. I also think that there's so much maybe I want to even call them C movies that are a lot of people would say are just throwaway, but I say, don't just seek out the blockbusters. Look for something that is done because the director or the writers have a passion and they want to tell a story, and it's a story that is completely unique. And I think it's brave to tell stories like this, because a lot of people could look at that and go, "You're a fucking idiot. That's a stupid story. Nobody's gonna watch that. Nobody's gonna care." But what's 15, 20 minutes of your life to watch somebody else's story, somebody else's work of art?
Yeah.
I say go for it. Give them a chance. You might see something you like. Something might stick with you.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a lot of this kind of stuff out there, and most people don't seek it out because they have Netflix.
Right.
But
but
I agree.
Netflix also buys up some of this stuff. Not like this. They're not buying TREEVENGE.
Yeah, I was trying to think what is on Netflix that's any way similar to this, but
Kung Fury was on Netflix for a while. That
what
Kickstarter
really?
film.
That was on Netflix.
It was on for a short while. Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you watched that music video yet that goes with it? It's got David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, so I've watched all of that. Let's leave that for another podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole nother ball of wax. But yeah, I guess that's my final take. How about yourself?
Well, I do agree with what you said. I think it's cool that this stuff is out there, and it's definitely different for me for what I normally watch. And I think I think everyone around me who loves movies is kind of pushing me to watch stuff out of my comfort zone, out of my norm.
Yeah.
And so it's a pretty cool journey. It's a journey.
Absolutely.
And I think as it goes on, I think I will come to appreciate it more, and maybe even go beyond appreciate it, and maybe genuinely like some of this stuff. So I think it's good. I think we can expand our horizons a lot through cinema, and I think it's
absolutely.
Yeah, I think we should do it. So
all art deserves being looked at. You can, but I mean, you're going to come up with your own opinion. You're going to say if you think it sucks, if you think it's awesome, whatever, but give it a look. Take it in.
That's right.
You're gonna learn something.
Yep. All right. I think we
okay.
can close it up there.
I think that'll do it. And until next time.
That's right.
We need a good outro eventually, but until then,
I think the outro is just us drinking something and then staring at the camera.
Okay, I got a beverage here.